right on the heels of SummerSlam. Wow, what well, how are you feeling after SummerSlam? I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet moment, I guess.
I'm accepting of the reality of the situation. You know, when you first break in, so many of the veterans would tell you, be accepting of it. Right. Don't fight against what the reality of the situation is. It's the same as if someone comes to you today and says, "Oh, we have this so perfectly built for you for WrestleMania." You're going to shut it down immediately because you've accepted the fact that this is what you're doing now, that is what you were doing then. And Brock has always been a realist about himself. Mm-hmm. And it's time. And to him, I would hear this every year from him. No, this is my last contract. This is it. And he meant it when he said it. Sure. And as we got closer, he would then change his mind, or it didn't take a lot to talk him into it. But right. I knew that this was it.
Yeah.
And because he knew that this was it. Right. He wasn't just saying it because he felt it at the moment. This decision was fait accompli.
Yeah. It, sitting there yesterday, as we filmed this, it was yesterday, what a full circle kind of moment. And I don't really get into a lot of the weeds of. I try not to, but the phone call that I got yesterday really meant a lot to me, and I'm not even going to get into what the phone call was about, but the fact that I received that phone call, it was just it said a lot about him, you guys together, and something he didn't have to do, but it meant the world to me as an old timer, and and it just shows. I don't think Brock really got enough credit for his passion for the business. I think most people, and everybody chirps and everybody everybody has their opinion, that they don't know shit about what they're talking about. It was always, it's always about the money, or they bitched about the, or the dates and everything like that. I think he genuinely, he had to love this business, and things like that phone call yesterday just kind of reiterated to me, like, yeah, he understood, he gets it. And it's kind of sad for me because it's one less guy that's going to be around that understands tradition and the way things used to be done.
Well, he really has come full circle, because everything that he has been doing for and with Oba, you did for and with him.
Right.
And that phone call was necessary. There is a code of honor in this industry that if you are in there with someone that you can't even stand on a personal level, but you stand on the chair and you fall backwards, that person is going to catch you. Mm-hmm. That's the code of honor that we all sign up for in this industry. It's otherwise, so many more people would have their faces smashed in.
So true.
Yes.
So it's that phone call was a must.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine the day going by without that phone call being placed.
Yeah. Well, it meant the world to me, and I know you were. I could see you sitting in the room, like, yeah, that's,
Well, he used my phone.
Well, I know he used your phone. He tried to use. I know he used your phone, but I know that you were, as a. I wouldn't necessarily call you a traditionalist, but in a sense you are. I mean, you're from the old school, and it was just like it was a very cool moment, and then you go out and they did what they did, and it was just like, wow, all right, man, that's really cool.
Do what they did on the wood.
Yeah, that part.
That's a whole
yeah.
different animal.
That, I don't know.
Jeez
Yeah,
Louise.
With no knee pads.
No knee pads, like,
that's a total Brock
seriously.
thing to do right there.
Gosh.
I was like, gosh almighty.
Oof.
Man, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have took the, I think I'd have done a mat. I used the mats. Of course, I got 2 metal knees now but I'm a little more sensitive to that. But I do have a, I mean, it's a credible moment, and we're gonna get into what's next. But I do have a little bit of beef with you.
Uh-oh.
With me?
Yeah,
Just one?
Well, no, I got several, but one I'm going to talk about. Like, I mean,
I feel like I'm Bruce Pritchard here.
Oh,
no, you
No.
don't.
Does he have more heat than I do?
Oh, constantly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Then I
Yeah.
feel much better.
Oh yeah, you're way good. You're way good now.
Thank you.
Bruce is like just an incinerator.
I like how when we said that, how everyone here just starts muttering motherfucker about Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, right. Everybody in back here, everybody's got their own Bruce story.
Bruce, it wasn't me.
What did he do to y'all?
It's them MFing you.
Yeah.
I heard it.
I'd come to your defense, but
Yeah, I mean, jeez. Like every interview, like Brock has been in so many big matches. Why is it? It seems like the only thing you ever talk about is how he beat me. I mean, he's the one in 21 and 1, and then and then Hell in a Cell. Like, dude's got some other stuff on his resume. Why you got to always go after me?
because it's the most impressive stat.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean, I get it, but
He was the NCAA Division I heavyweight championship from the University of Minnesota in the year 2000. That's big.
yeah,
He was the youngest WWE champion ever. That's big.
yes,
He knocked out, and it was a standing knockout, he knocked out Randy Couture, the greatest heavyweight in the history of UFC, for the undisputed UFC heavyweight championship.
he did.
That's huge. He comes back to WWE. He multiple title reigns, and some of them history-making title reigns, some of them because of the longevity, they were history-making title reigns, and they're all huge. Multi-time WrestleMania main eventer, all huge accomplishments. None of them compare to being the one that conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. It's the greatest claim to fame, and it always will be when it comes to Brock Lesnar. That's his epitaph. Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker's undefeated streak, former UFC and WWE heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
It's still to this day gets the biggest reaction.
Yeah.
If it didn't get a
ooh.
reaction-
There's always a ooh, like because you say it out loud. It's like,
Like it's taboo. Like I'm not supposed to
Yeah.
brag about it. It's
Yeah.
hey, it is the bragging right. It is the ultimate bragging right. At WrestleMania 30, if Brock had won every title in existence, WWE, Intercontinental, US, all the other titles in the industry at the same time, and he pinned every champion or tapped them all out, it would not have been as big for him as that moment.
yeah.
It's if the public wouldn't react to it, I would have.
Right. Well, yeah, you'd move on. Right?
I'd move on.
You get new material, but
But it
still
becomes a
gets,
sore spot every time I say. Obviously,
That's what I was
I mean, I'm dealing with it, but I mean, it's
but
it's a little old.
not very well.
Like I did,
It's 12 years ago, and to this day, it still gets the loudest reaction of anything that we say.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe. You can't argue with that.
I know, but
I don't
it's
know.
still, it's like, come on, man. He's got some other stuff on the he's got some other stuff on the card. You always got to go to that. It's kind of a sore spot.
I always figured, by the way, that when I say it, that they'll run a lower third saying, and tune into Undertaker and Michelle on the 6 Feet Under podcast, presented by WWE, powered by Fanatics.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And this
All
is
right,
why
man.
he's so good.
And
Well
now,
done.
ladies and gentlemen, an ad read by The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, get your no, man. I just had to get that off my chest. I was just like, this guy is always talking about that. I mean, hell, trying to get that out of people's minds.